Hey, this is Rachel from Taylor and Kensington, and I'm here today with my July wrap-up and my August TBR. Things have been a little hectic for me because I did get a new job over the summer break, and I'm kind of gearing up for that, so I don't really know how August is going to go, but we're going to give it a try. I did get through 9 books in July, which I'm pretty excited about, so let's go ahead and jump into those. First, I finished up The Invention of Hugo Cabre by Brian Selznick. I gave this a 3 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. I thought it was pretty good. This book was a mixed media book. There's a lot of graphic novel elements to it, a lot of illustrations, as well as some story pieces, and it was kind of broken up into well, I guess it wasn't broken up. It's kind of mixed all together. I think he does have a newer book out that is mixed up. There's like pictures in the front half and then writing in the second half. But for this one, it was kind of all mixed together. So you have like sections of drawings and then some pages with words, then some drawings, then some words. But it went really fast. I mean, it's a super thick book, but it went by super fast because of all the illustrations. And it was kind of a neat story. I liked it, and like I said, I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. I will definitely be checking out more of his work because I think it's very interesting to mix the pictures and the words like that into kind of like a graphic novel in like the true sense. So I will definitely be checking out more of those. Next, I read Sun by Lois Lowry. This was the 4th book in the Giver series, and I would say of all of them, this was probably my second favorite. The Giver was the best by far. I wasn't too crazy about the two in the middle, Gathering Blue and Messenger, but I did like this one. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads, and this one really takes you it kind of gives you a different perspective on the characters from The Giver, and it kind of gives you more of a conclusion of what happens to everybody. I thought it was a pretty interesting book, and again, like I said, I liked it better than the middle two. I would have been happy with just The Giver and this one. I would have kind of cut out the middle two, but you would have lost some of the characters there. But I finished Sun. I liked it. Hopefully in the future when I get a chance, I can do a book talk on that whole series because I did complete that whole series this summer. Next, I read Very Good Lives, which was J.K. Rowling's graduation speech or commencement speech, and I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. It's great. It's really short. And I found it very motivating, especially with all the changes happening in my life right now. The motivation was great. Next, I picked up Catching Fire by Suzanne Collins. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. This was a reread for me. I read Hunger Games with a student this year, and I still haven't read Mockingjay yet, so I decided to go ahead and read this middle one to kind of catch up before I get into Mockingjay, which is the 3rd and final installment in the trilogy, hopefully either in August or September. But anyway, I read it. I still liked it. I'm hoping to watch the movie soon. I have seen Catching Fire, but I haven't seen it in a while, and I have not seen the first part of Mockingjay since I haven't read it yet, so hopefully that'll happen soon. I'm hoping to kind of do all this to amp myself up for the final movie release in November. Next, I read Making Good Art by Neil Gaiman, and again, this is another commencement speech. It's very short. I loved the like the typography and the stylized fonts in this one. It was great, and again, it was really motivating, very short. I gave this one 5 out of 5 stars, and again, during this time of like, you know, change and upheaval, it's really nice to have this these motivational words, and I love it. I think Making Good Art I liked a little bit better than Very Good Lives, but I borrowed both of those from the library, and I'm definitely thinking about purchasing them to have them on my shelves, just to pick up whenever I need a little nudge in the right direction. Next, I made an attempt at Saga, and I got through. I'm not 100% sure how I feel about the Saga series. That's by Brian Vaughan. I know it's a huge favorite in the booktubes, but I'm just not a huge graphic novel person, but I did read the first one. It was pretty good. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. I'm definitely going to pick up the second one just to try to get a little bit more into it, see if I like it anymore, but I'm not sure if I'll be reading past that. We'll see. But I did read Saga, 3 out of 5 stars. Next, I picked up Vlad the Impaler. This was by Enid Goldberg. This was part of a series for children about like notorious men in history, people who were kind of evil, and it was very interesting to read about such an old and famous character. Obviously, he's the inspiration for Dracula, but he was known for being a really ruthless ruler, and it was pretty interesting. Obviously, his story is very graphic because he was known for impaling people. Um, and I think they toned it down very well for children in this book, but it made me think maybe I'd want to read more about this in like an adult context, just to hear some of the actual things he did and maybe not such a childish tone. But for children, it was great. It was a quick read. I think I read that one for Cramathon as well as a few of the other ones in this video. Very short, easy to get through. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. Next, I read Outkast, the graphic novel by Kirkman and Azekta. I don't know. I'm probably butchering that name, but it was pretty good. It's Kirkman is the one who did The Walking Dead, I believe, and this is his new series, and it's pretty interesting. It's kind of in the vein of like exorcisms and being possessed, and it's kind of interesting. I've not seen this take on it with graphic novels before, not many books either, but it's very interesting. I liked it. I gave it 4 out of 5 reads. I will definitely be picking up the second volume of Outkast. And lastly, I read Chasing Spirits by Nick Groff, who is part of the Ghost Adventures team from the Travel Channel. I read Zach Bagans' book earlier this summer, and I read this one. It's an older one, but it was good. And I think this one was more of what I wanted to see than compared to Zach's book. Zach Bagans' book, which was I Am Haunted, was a lot more about him. This book, Chasing Spirits by Nick Groff, was a lot more of like behind the scenes of the Ghost Adventures crew, and I liked that a lot better. You learn how the 3 of them come together to form the Ghost Adventures crew and how they get into making the show for the Travel Channel, and you also get a little bit of background from Nick's point of view on all these haunted locations that they've been to. And I mean, it's not, groundbreaking literature, but it's pretty interesting, especially if you follow the show or if you're a fan of like ghost hunting. So I would definitely recommend it. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. If you watched Ghost Adventures, I would definitely check that out. Those are my 9 books that I read in July, and as I said, I'm starting a new job in August, so I don't really know how things are going to work, so I don't want to put too much on my plate. I'm going to kind of just as it falls, because I did not do hardly any books on my TBR for July because I got that job and things just got really hectic. I changed what I was reading. I ended up reading some shorter books. It just got crazy. So I'm not going to really say too much of what I am reading this month because I just don't really know how it's going to work out yet. However, I am hoping to participate this week in the Booktubeathon, so stay tuned for updates for that. And I know the only 2 books that I'm for sure going to read in August are books that I've already started, and one of them is The Husband's Secret by Leanne Moriarty. I'm listening to that as an audiobook right now, and I'm almost done. I think I have less than 100 pages left, so that will definitely get done this month. And I'm also in the middle of reading and more than halfway through with Ghost at a Watchman, so that one will also definitely get done this month. And hopefully I can pick up a few graphic novels and hopefully a few more novels. So hopefully I can keep I'm hoping to get at least 8 books total read for August. So stay tuned and see if that happens. Thanks for watching, and let me know what you're going to read down below for the month of August. And if you're participating in the Booktubeathon, I'd love to see your videos, so you can link those down below as well. And if you have any suggestions for any reading in the future, please let me know, especially if it's short, because like I said, it's going to be a chaotic couple of months, so I'm looking for kind of short, easy reads. But leave them down below. Thanks for watching. I'll hopefully see you a little bit later with a Booktubeathon update. Bye!